Hello, you guys. We're going to do a quick review of Standard 7.2.1. It's the one that we just recently had an assessment on for the second time on Edgeelastics entitled Standard 7.2.1 Standard Assessment 2.0. We had some students that had some trouble this time around. The questions, I think, kind of threw us for a loop. But let's go with some key details so we can get those scores up. Here we go. So the first question I have here, if you can see, let me draw a little boom if it'll work. There we go. But you get the drift right here. Explain how the Proclamation of 1763 caused discontent amongst the colonists. So as I tell you, 3 steps every time, you guys. 3 steps. The first step is identifying the main idea of the question. What is it actually asking us to find? So we want to explain. Put a little dot there. Proclamation, that's our subject. Of 70 caused discontent. How did it cause discontent amongst who? The colonists. So we have our main ideas. We want to explain how the proclamation, which is the subject, how it caused discontent. Keyword discontent means, problems, right? So let's scroll down and take a look. So it says from 1754 to 1763. I'm skimming, looking for something connected to that. I see Proclamation 1763 right here. So I'm pretty sure I'm in the right place. This order prevented colonists from moving west of the Appalachian Mountains. Among other things, the king hoped to improve relations with Native Americans and strengthen control over the area. Colonists, however, resented, discontent, resented. We have a connection there as well. Resented the order. They wanted the rich land and resources the region offered. Many of them ignored the king's proclamation. So keywords we can connect: resented, discontent. So that's step 2, connecting our main idea to something in the text. So resent, when you resent something, you resent things that your parents, maybe when they punish you when you do something wrong, or you resent TOR when you have to get it at school if you're tardy. It's something that you're not cool with. You're upset about and that you don't agree with. So they didn't agree with this because it prevented them. Let's see if I can get a little line going here. Get yellow. This little line. All right. I wanted it to be yellow. Let's change the color. It's still that color. Oh, well, we'll stick with red. It prevented the colonists from moving where? West of the Appalachian Mountain Range. This land was gained after the French and Indian War. So a lot of the colonists felt like, why can't we move over here? If we fought for this land, a lot of us lost our lives and families due to fighting for this land against the French and Indian War, and we can't use it now. So they felt really kind of betrayed, so to speak, by Great Britain because of that. All right, so keep in mind those areas, you guys, as we move forward. See if I can erase some of this, trying to speed my time up. So next question. It's kind of cut off here a little bit, but it says, what was the purpose of the Stamp Act? All right, the Stamp Act is very key. It's one of those major laws that were passed that really upset the colonists, that kind of really further deteriorated the relationship between the colonists and Great Britain. All right, so let's take a look at that. What was the purpose? Keyword, purpose, Stamp Act. All right, those are my key terms, purpose of it. So I'm going to skim. Oh, it says Stamp Act here, so I know I'm in the right place. So this is one of the laws that made colonists the angriest was the Stamp Act in 1765. Although it was not the first tax passed, it was, because the Sugar Act was one of the very first, but it was one of the most offensive because it affected nearly everyone trying to conduct business. Keyword business. Anytime that the money is affected, people are going to get really upset. The Stamp Act created a tax on all legal documents, licenses, newspaper, playing cards, and even diplomas. It required that all documents have a government stamp. Before you get the stamp, you had to pay the tax. So if their items are, say you're selling tobacco, right, in the colonies, and you had a barrel full of tobacco, if it did not have a stamp on it, it could technically be apprehended by British soldiers or a tax collector saying that you haven't paid the tax, so you can't sell this item yet. And this kills their profits. They can't make any money. And in turn, it creates a lot of illegal activity as well. People start smuggling goods and sneaking around it without paying a tax. So it just creates further discontent and resentment amongst the colonists when they have to be forced to pay something. Now, the key thing that really, sets them over the edge is that they're getting all these laws and things passed on them, but they have right here, no taxation without representation. I have a question there. Let me move my little thing here. I have a question in this corner. Let me come up a little bit. It says, what does this mean, right? What does no taxation without representation actually mean? So if you don't have representation in government, that means you can't vote. You don't have any decisive powers in what laws are passed that affect you. So they were truly really upset about that more than anything. If they were given the right to vote and help, have their voices heard in Parliament, which is the British lawmaking body, they would probably have been okay. We probably could have completely avoided the Revolutionary War. Maybe some of us would be speaking with a British accent so much more now. But they did not want to give them power to vote. For whatever reason, King George is a tyrant in that aspect because he just didn't want to give them a voice. He was like, do as we say and not as we do, pretty much. All right. So that is key. So the Stamp Act, purpose here, all right? This is a part of that purpose, all right, because this is a part of the continued resentment that the colonists feel. All right, so the skimming it down, not necessarily giving answers, but giving you insight on where to find that information and 3 steps to follow. All right, Patriots, which side would you take? I want you to take a very unbiased approach. I want you to think about the situation that the colonists are dealing with and really think critically about what side would you take, Patriots or Loyalists. Look at the two and the difference between the two, and also think about the similarities. Which side would you be on? All right, based on the information that you have thus far. All righty, you guys. Let's go to one other page here. I want to take a look at one more thing. Stay with me on this tab. Let's look at the back side of that document. Let me flip it around. Stay with me. Stay with me. Here we go. Whoopsie. Back there. Wrong. Right here. All right. Let's see if I can flip it. Thought I could. Maybe I can't. Stay with me, you guys. Sorry about that. Trying to see if I can flip it. Let's see. Here we go. Let's flip it. There we go. Now we're done with that. All right, cool. Here we go. Done. All right, stay with me. Sorry about that, you guys. I had to flip that document. Didn't realize it was upside down. But let's zoom in a little bit. All right, bet. So it's a little blurry, but we're going to make it work. It says, what would be the economic impact of boycotts? That's the question that we have right here. Get that little tap right here. Keywords in this question. What would be the economic, I'm going to put a dot by it, economic impact of what? Boycotts. So that's our main idea of the question. First step, always identify the main idea of the question. Now, the next step, let's connect our main ideas to something within the text. So, let's see if I can zoom in a little closer. We want to see the economic. Anytime you hear that word economic, you think of money, businesses, trade, goods, services. Anything that can generate money in any way is economic activity. So, boycotts. Where does it say boycotts right here in the first line underneath the subtitle Sons of Liberty. So I know I'm probably in the right place. So it says a number of patriots call for boycotts. Colonial boycotts were protests in which people refused to buy British products. Organizers hoped British businesses would get tired of losing money and pressure Parliament to change the law. So, okay, economic impact, boycotting a business, keeping them from being able to get money or sell products to get money. You're just saying you refuse to buy, right? We've seen boycotts in our areas in the last few years for a few different major incidents that have taken place in our own city of Baton Rouge. So boycotts, that should hit home, all right? If it's something that you don't agree with, say, for instance, if it's a school, if it's a policy that the school is enacting and that you don't agree with and you want to protest, boycott the Viking store. I refuse to buy anything there and hurt their pockets, and I guarantee you they'll probably listen. All right, so economic impact. Think about that. Impact. How did it change things by them boycotting? How did it affect those businesses? All right. I'm going to stop there, you guys. You got a few more questions underneath. I think you can handle it from the rest of the way. You got one more down there. It says, what was the direct effect of the Boston Tea Party? And the one before it says, explain the direct outcome of the Boston Massacre. Outcome. Keywords. So follow those 3 steps, you guys, every time we have a question. First, identify the main idea of the question. All right. What are the keywords, the subject words? What is it all about? What is it asking me to look for? Secondly, I want you to go to the text. Connect the key ideas and words in your question to something in the text to identify where you need to be, to make sure that you're in the right areas where your information is located. And thirdly, make sure that you develop a clear response, citing evidence, and bringing it all together. All right. And in each response, make sure you cite evidence. All right? I know you will do good. Make sure we have this next class. I am out.